Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. What is up, guys? We are back with the Mega Man 3 Search Snake Only Part 7. In the previous episode, I finished off the Doc Robot stages by taking on Sparkman Revisited and Shadowman Revisited down here, and taking on, what was it, Doc Metal and Doc Quick in Sparkman Revisited, and Doc Wood and Doc Heat in Shadowman Revisited, and good old, grand old time. One of the things I wanted to discuss heading into this next episode, before we move on completely to the mysterious Breakman, some more stuff I want to discuss about Doc Robots. Of course, as I said, Needleman Revisited is my favorite one of the stages, and you know all that jazz. But I actually want to discuss the weaknesses of the Doc Robots, because they're actually pretty cool, if you think about them. So, I think I'm going to start with Doc Quick. Doc Quick is weak to Search Snake and Gemini Laser, which is pretty funny when you realize that Snake Man's weapon is the weakness of Gemini Man. That's pretty cool then. Now then you would think, well, you know, each of these Doc Robots have two weaknesses, so then Gemini Man's weapon is the weakness of Needle Man, and both Gemini Laser and Needle Cannon work really well against Doc Flash. So the weakness, Mega Man 3's weakness chain actually follows the weaknesses of the Doc Robots. So the weakness chain, there's actually two sort of sub-weakness chains in Mega Man 3 that goes Magnet, Hard, Top, Shadow, and Spark, then back to Magnet again. And then the other one is Snake, Gemini, Needle, back to Snake again. So there's sort of two weakness chains in this game, one of 5 and one of 3. It's pretty much the only Mega Man game where there isn't a distinct single weakness chain going around. It's another thing that makes this game a bit more tricky than some of the other ones. But yeah, the Doc Robots do follow those weaknesses around. So Doc Quick follows Snake and Gemini, Doc Flash follows Gemini and Needle, and Doc Wood follows Needle and Snake. Which I find pretty funny, because, you know, that's the three-man weakness chain. Snake, Gemini, Needle, Snake. Snake, Gemini, Needle, Snake. Snake, yeah, you get the idea. The thing I find funny about that is it's Doc Quick with Snake and Gemini, Doc Flash with Gemini, Needle, and Doc Wood with Needle and Snake. Those are the three hardest Doc Robots, in my opinion. Doc Quick, Doc Flash, Doc Wood. Those are the three hardest Doc Robots in this game, in my opinion. And it's funny, because their weaknesses follow the three-man weakness chain. As for the other weaknesses, well, Magnet and Hard are the weaknesses of Doc Metal, I believe? Yeah, I think so. And then Hard and Top are the weaknesses of Doc Heat. Top and Shadow are the weaknesses of... No, that's Doc Heat, sorry. Hard and Top are the weaknesses of Doc Crash. Top and Shadow are the weaknesses of Doc Heat. And then Shadow and Spark are the weaknesses of Doc Bubble. And Spark and Magnet are the weaknesses of... who have I forgotten about? There's someone. Doc Air. That's right, Doc Air. So, yeah, I find that pretty funny how each of the Doc Robots is weak to two different weapons, and it's always two consecutive weapons along the weakness chain of the game, if you catch my drift. I know I've been very convoluted with the way I've explained it, but hopefully you get it, because I feel like I'm one of the few people in the history of ever that's actually realized this, and I feel like I have to share my knowledge with the world, if you will. The other thing I want to talk about is, you know, I said I was disappointed there's no Snake Man, Hard Man, Top Man, and Magnet Man Revisited. Particularly since Snake, Magnet, and Top were like my favorite stages and favorite Road Masters when I first played this game. Of course, Needle Man has fallen a little more into favor along with Snake Man now, as I've talked about. But hey, you know, anyway, back in the day, traditionally, back in my day, you get the idea. But yeah, if these four stages were to be revisited, where would I put the Doc Robots from Mega Man 2? Well, I think I'll probably put Doc Wood and Doc Air in Snake Man stage, because Doc Wood, forest, snakes live in forest, and Snake Man stage has those big outdoor segments in the sky. Fits Airman quite well, actually. So yeah, I'll probably put him there. As for the others, you know, think about this. I think Doc Metal fits Magnet Man stage. You know, it's still like, you know, some kind of power facility. I think fits Metal Man pretty well. What other Robot Masters do we have going on there? Flash Man would fit Top Man stage more because of the flashing lights in the background. I'll probably put Quick Man in Top Man stage too, because Tops is spinning quite quickly there. Fits Quick, so we'll put Doc Flash and Doc Quick in there. Hard Man stage, Crash Man fits there because it's Explosives robot. Explosives fit the quarry theme of Hard Man stage. Bubble Man, I'm not sure, because none of these four stages have water. I guess you could just stick him in Hard Man stage, you know, an underwater part of the quarry, I suppose. So that will put Bubble and Crash there. So who does that leave left over? That leaves Doc Heat for Magnet Man stage. So Heat, Metal, and Magnet Man stage, I guess that fits pretty well. Crash and Bubble here in Hard Man stage, Quick and Flash, Top Man, and Air and Wood in Snake Man stage. So yeah, I guess that all fits reasonably well. Alright, well, we've been on the stage select screen for like 5 minutes now. I think I've rambled on enough about my little fan musings and, fangasming over, what's the logical places to put Doc Robots and stuff. This is one of the reasons I love Doc Robot and love this game so much. Anyway, I'm gonna head into the mysterious Breakman. We're gonna go and do stage and see what he's all about. So without any further ado, let's jump right on in. Ooh, Hardman stage. It's the whistle of Breakman. Alright, so let's just confirm if Search Snake really doesn't work against this guy. And I can't even fire it. Come on, I need to see. Yep, okay, it didn't. So we're gonna have to use our good old Mega Buster. But yeah, it's Hardman stage. So Hardman does kind of get a revisited stage in a way, doesn't he? Which is sort of funny, because then that means that Snake, Magnet, and Top are the only ones that don't get a revisited stage in a way. And as I said, they were my favorite stages when I first played this game. So that kind of drove me a little bit insane, not gonna lie. Plus, that we already had a Breakman fight in Hardman's original stage. If you remember, they were in Hardman, Magnet Man, and Shadow Man stages. And he showed up in Gemini Man stage as well, but he helped us there, he didn't fight us. So this is actually the second time we're fighting him in a Hardman-like stage. And it kind of fits, I suppose, since the battle with him in Hardman stage was the trickiest one, as it was uneven terrain. And again, as you can see, it's uneven terrain. Anyway, enough of me messing around and rambling about stuff. Let's finish him. So there we go. Not very hard, really. Not very hard. It's not much different. Oh no! Right after we received the last element, yeah, Dr. Light explaining the plot here. Wily ran off with Gamma, and Wily is misspelled. So, okay, yeah, this is not the best cutscene, the way they've done it. But yes, Dr. Wily's a bad guy the whole time. No one saw that coming. He really didn't reform, even though this game doesn't even explain the plot that he had reformed himself. Again, this game was a little bit rushed. Anyway, there's his castle, looking as cool as ever as it did in the second game. And yeah, here we go, jumping down into the first Wily stage. All that went past a little bit quickly, so I will, explain a bit. The story is, Dr. Wily pretended to reform and work with Dr. Light, but this game was rushed, so we didn't get an opening cutscene that explained that, so that's basically what was happening here. And it said Wily ran off with Gamma. Yeah, Wily was misspelled. Great job there, guys. And Gamma is basically the big giant robot that this plot has been hinging on. Dr. Light and Dr. Wily are basically working on a giant robot called Gamma that's supposed to, secure world peace. Because giant freaking robots with weapons of mass destruction are the best way of securing world peace. But Dr. Wily has turned against Light after using his help. And it has turned out that the 8 Robot Masters that all went rogue were actually a result of Wily's shenanigans. They didn't just go rogue all by themselves, because the 8 Robot Masters are supposed to be mining elements to build Gamma. That's what he was talking about. Dr. Light, he ran off with the last element. So that basically implying that Dr. Wily will be able to activate Gamma now and use Gamma's weapons of mass destruction to destroy the whole freaking planet. So who really cares about the 8 Robot Masters and all those Doc robots? Dr. Wily's got a freaking giant-ass robot now. It's gonna kill all of us. So we gotta save the day. And here we are in Dr. Wily's castle. So now that I've explained all that, I'm a bit out of breath. As you can see, Dr. Wily logo down there, keeping some consistency from Mega Man 2. It's the same logo. Got some clouds up here in the sky. They're not moving, unfortunately. A bit boring and static, but hey, whatever. You got those fat top men back again. Ooh, we need tank. That's nice. And we are breaking into Dr. Wily's castle. So we're going in through the sewers this time. As you can remember, we had the sewers in like Wily Stage 3 in Mega Man 2, but this time we're starting off going the sewers, using the sewers to sneak in through. I kind of mixed up the word sneak and sewer there. Snooers! We're in the Snooers, everybody. Welcome to the Snooers of Mega Man 3. Oh my god, that's the title of this episode, the Snooers. Oh, that's great. Anyway, these walls, we haven't seen them yet. I will demonstrate though if you use the hard knuckle. I'm not even sure if I've demonstrated the hard knuckle. I imagine I can. You can direct it as I showed, and you can use it to destroy those walls. And, now that I've demonstrated that, back to the Search Snake, and I completely missed out on getting that life. Good job, me. Do they respawn? Yes, they do. Alright, forget about it. Technically, if I'm supposed to be sticking with Search Snake only, then I really shouldn't have gotten that life, because, it requires hard knuckle. And again, you know what, I just want to show myself off, that I can do this stuff, so I'm just going to break that anyway. And then you have to use Rust Jet, get up here, and grab the E-Tank. To be honest, I think I'm going to need all the E-Tanks I can get. I'm not going to consider it cheating that I use Hard Knuckle to get power-ups, in all honesty. I think as long as I stay mostly pure to just using the Search Snake, fighting all enemies, and I think, you know, it's all good. It's all good, really. I hope you won't hold that against me, my dear viewers. Anyway, another Hammer Joe here. In a bit of a funny position. You gotta, like, slide through here and then get to him, and yeah, it doesn't work. We're gonna have to tank some hits here, so let's just get them. And one more. There we go. Unfortunately, we got one here we're gonna have to deal with. I'm gonna do a little bit of testing. I'm gonna see. Is it possible to land, like, right on the edge, right in front of him? Oh my god, it totally is. Awesome. Usually I'll just use Rush Jet to get past there, but hey, if it's possible to do without Rush Jet, you know, extra show-offery, eh? And yes, the Yoku blocks are indeed back. Fortunately, they're quite easy, as you can see, very easy. That's the only other place in the game where they show up outside Magnet Man stage, so yeah, it's really not much of a problem. And there's some weapon energy up here we can grab. And do I really need it for anything? I'm not going to use Hard Knuckle for anything else throughout the game, I don't think, so just leave it at that. Right, Search Snake. So yeah, that's the end of the stage. Quite a short stage, quite easy. That's another complaint people often have for this game, and another reason why I think, you know, it's another thing for how this game was rushed, is that the Wily stages aren't actually that hard. The Doc Robot stages are honestly the hardest part of this game. Wily stages aren't that bad at all. Even the bosses in them aren't as bad as the Doc Robots, even if the Doc Robots do all have 2 weaknesses and go down pretty easily to those weaknesses. Not all of them, of course, but still. Anyway, enough of those shenanigans. Here we actually drop down at the boss. Haven't seen that since Bomb Man, I don't think. Or have we? No, we have, actually. Mega Man 2 had, you know, Wily Stage 2's boss you drop down into. Anyway, oh, an underwater boss. This is unusual. Well, not really. This game didn't have a water robot master, so I guess we gotta have something to fill it in. So this is Kamagoro Maker. It's a great big machine, drops out these turtles called Kamagoros, and you can just kill them. The little air tornadoes coming out here don't hurt you, so you don't have to worry about them. The shells the Kamagoros drop off explode eventually, though, so you gotta be careful. Kamagoro, I do believe, means turtle in Japanese, so it just means turtle maker. And these Kamagoros seem to die really easily to Search Snake, don't they? One hit, and there we go, he's dead. You only have to kill 5 Kamagoros. Each one is faster than the last, but you know, it's a pretty easy boss. Again, it's a very easy stage, Wily Stage 1 in this game. You know, the Wily stages, they're really not that hard compared to the second game, or even the first game, for that matter. And we have these platforms here from Shadow Man Revisited, making a return. You can actually jump up 2 at a time here, as you can see. It's pretty cool how they drop you through. I like that. It's pretty fascinating, or at least I find it to be quite fascinating. I haven't really addressed the Wily Castle map. The music that plays for the Wily Castle is actually abridged. The full theme it's supposed to play is like 20 seconds long, but you only stay on the Wily Castle screen for about 5 seconds in game, so you don't actually get to hear the full song in game. And I would recommend looking it up to listen to the Wily Castle map theme from Mega Man 3. It really is a pretty cool song, definitely one of the best like Wily map themes in the series. The music here for Wily Stage 2 is the same as Wily Stage 1. It's not that great of a piece of music. It's okay. I'm not that big on it. There's a lot of other better music in this game. What else can I say? There's nothing that can kill you at the first half of this level here. Oop, I didn't do that very well, did I? Let's give that another try. Let's go through here and try and get that life. Let's drop it down quite quickly. This is a very short stage as well, even shorter than the first Wily stage. Luckily, it does have a slightly more difficult boss, so it's not. I would not say this is an easier stage than the first one. First one probably is the hardest Wily stage. Oh, sorry, the easiest Wily stage, not the hardest. I just feel like I have such little time to explain what I'm trying to say here, you know? As you can see, I'm sort of dawdling, not going through the stage very quickly just because I have so much bloody stuff I want to say. These things come back from Hardman stage, the little chompers. They're purely decorative here, as you can see. They really can't hurt you. I mean, let's see. Okay, they can hurt you if you deliberately try to get hit by them, but you're not going to hit by them otherwise. These ones here are actually somewhat of a threat. And the bees come back from Hardman stage as well, but we can just scroll them off. That's pretty good. So the first stage had a bit of water in it, so I guess it was taking, you know, points from Gemini Man stage, whereas this one's more of a Hard Man stage equivalent. I guess it was important to have another sort of watery stage, seeing as Gemini Man stage wasn't really all that much water. Anyway, here you're supposed to use Rush Jet, but I'm going to try and use Rush Jet as little as possible in the spirit of trying to do things weirdly and wackily, as is the sort of remit of doing Search Snake only, and indeed doing, you know, one weapon only challenge runs in general. So we're going to try and get through this whole section using only Rush Coil. There's 2 E-Tanks here, which is extremely handy. I don't know about any other place in the entire Mega Man series where there's 2 E-Tanks that close to one another. Like, literally, they're, like, on the same screen right there. I really don't. I mean, I reckon it's probably somewhere. But anyway, that's the end of the stage. However, it's not all peaches. There isn't any checkpoints in the stage whatsoever. So if you die to the boss, you're going all the way back to the beginning. One of the only stages in Mega Man history which has no checkpoints, I believe. But it is a very short stage, so it's not that big of a deal if you do die. It's not going to take long to get back here, so... Anyway, what could this boss possibly be? Well, this room looks a bit familiar in shape and size. I wonder... Our old friend Yellow Devil is back. Yes, this is Yellow Devil Mark II. He's making his return from the first Mega Man. Not as hard as he was in the first game, partially because the blocks go a little bit slower, and also you have the slide maneuver, which allows you to do that, slide under, and I didn't do a very good job of that. Now, does Search Snake even hurt him? Search Snake does not hurt him. We're gonna have to do this Mega Buster only, which I do not have that much of a problem with, because it's not that hard, really. Although, you know, I almost have less trouble with Mark 1 Yellow Devil from first Mega Man, just because he always does the exact same pattern. Whereas this Yellow Devil actually changes a little bit. The pattern he does here is always the same, the one where he goes one block at a time, but he can also do this, where he like goes across with several bouncy blocks, which is very hard to dodge, I might say. It really isn't easy to dodge. And oh boy, I'm going to use an E-Tank, because we have bloody 6 of the things, and there's nothing in the rules that don't say I can't use an E-Tank. I've already used a few thus far in the game. Remember Doc Wood? Oh, Doc Wood, those were the days, weren't they? Good old friggin' Doc Wood. What a perfectly designed boss that one is. Anyway, let's just keep fighting him. Hard Knuckle is his weakness, in case you're interested. Hard Knuckle will kill Yellow Devil Mark II here in 5 hits, I believe. But Shadow Blade can actually kill him quicker if you're skilled enough with it, because he doesn't have any vulnerability frames. And Shadow Blade does 2 damage. You can actually one-cycle him, which is a very tricky speedrunner's trick. It's very impressive to watch. It's honestly like blink and you miss it sort of trick to kill Yellow Devil almost instantly. Definitely a highlight of the Mega Man 3 speedrun, if I do say so myself. Anyway, we're about to beat him here, and there we go. And in case you're wondering, Kamagora Maker's weakness is Top Spin and Shadow Blade, and as you saw, Search Snake also killed the Kamagoras in 1 hit, so I guess it's also a weakness. Very easy first boss, Kamagora Maker. At least Yellow Devil Mark II was a little bit trickier. Anyway, here we are in Stage 3. I think I will continue. I won't end the episode just yet. This stage, the music is switched from the first 2 stages. The first 2 stages had their own little theme going on there, which, as I said, I'm not particularly fond of. This stage, however, Wily Stage 3, switches over to a new music theme, and oh, it's awesome. I know I'm speaking over it right now, but if you're familiar with this song, or if you're not familiar with it, go listen to it, because it's friggin' awesome. One of the best songs in the game, up there with, like, you know, Snake Man's theme, and Spark Man's theme, and Top Man's theme, and all that. It's a really epic song. Really epic in a foreboding sort of way, like, Wily, I've had enough of you, I'm going to defeat you for good. You know, a sort of a serious, like, angsty sort of, angsty epic song, that's what I would call it. Anyway, what the hell am I doing? I should be getting my Search Snake out. Oh, there we go. Whoops, I accidentally fell down. Anyway, yeah, new shot man at the beginning of the stage here. Pretty inconveniently placed. You can go 2 ways here. This way you get yourself some weapon energy if you use the hard knuckle, or you just go the other way. I usually go the other way, but hey, why not go this way this time? I'm gonna kill this guy anyway because I can, or maybe not. Come on. There we go. It didn't drop me anything though. Aesthetically speaking, this stage is a bit dull. I'm not much of a fan of these Wily stages, which just sort of have these basic interior sort of aesthetic. Like, it's like a green grid here in the background with some blue pipes and some sort of almost like circuit board looking walls. It's not ugly, but it's a bit basic, you know. I much prefer the more colorful sort of regular stages of the game, the Robot Master stages. Even the first Wily stage had some outdoor segments to break things up a bit. Most of the Wily stages after Wily Stage 1, or well, all of them in fact, are pretty dull looking. So we get a lot of Shadow Man inspiration here with the little things that turn out the lights. If you know where you're going like I do, it's not much of a problem though. You can go along here and there you go, you drop down. And poor old Hammer Joe there. Obviously he's a trap. You know, they want you to fall over there and get hit by him, because otherwise he's just in a completely pointless position you're never ever going to want to go to. But even still, it'd be pretty difficult for you to actually accidentally land there and get yourself hit. So I always feel like that Hammer Joe is a poor little bit of a loner. Poor little bit of a loner. Anyway, dropping down to the next screen, we get another one of these beakies, as I believe they're called, and I got hit by him. Gotta be careful here, it's a very low roof, so they don't have a very high jump, and as you can see, I got hit by both of them. Pretty incompetent in on my part, to be perfectly frank. Anyway, this room's pretty damn cool. It's got moving platforms. You don't see things like this very often in Mega Man. It's got spikes on the walls and all that, but even then, it's not that hard, as you can see, and it's only 2 screens. And there you go, we're already at the end of the stage, so another short and pretty easy stage. Again, the Wily stages in this game, they're a bit underwhelming, both aesthetically and in design, and the music, as I said, for the first 2 doesn't really impress me a whole lot. The only thing that really impresses me a lot about these Wily stages really is the music for this stage, which is also used for the 4th Wily stage. Anyway, we're about to head into a pretty intriguing boss. Almost as intriguing as Yellow Devil Mark II. Unfortunately, this boss is going to die in about 5 seconds because Search Snake happens to be one of his weaknesses, and I know exactly how to fight this boss. So, you know, I think some explanations are going to be ordered. I think I won't kill him in 5 seconds. I think I'll sort of show off what his pattern is. Anyway, this is a copy robot? No, hologram Mega Man, that's right. So several Mega Mans appear. And only one of them is real, so only one of them takes damage to your shot, and as you can see, it's the middle one. The reason why you can beat this boss in about 5 seconds every time is because the top one is always the solid one on the first cycle. So that when the battle begins at the very start, the one at the top is always the real one. So, therefore, you can easily beat him. You can just equip Search Snake. Search Snake does 7 damage. So you can just go right to the top at the very beginning and beat him in 5 seconds. I, you know, obviously opted to show off his pattern a bit more. They just run back and forth and shoot shots at you. They're quite tricky to dodge, actually, because all 3 of them shoot a shot at you. It's actually very hard to dodge. It's not an easy boss to do no damage if you're going in Buster only. It really isn't. It's very tricky. I don't think I've ever done it, but then again, I'm not sure if I've ever attempted it. Search Snake, yep, kills him in 4 hits, so you just go right up to the top with Search Snake, fire on away, kill him instantly. Top Spin is his other weakness. It's actually a 1-hit kill. If you get up right, close and personal, Top Spin will kill him instantly. But of course, Top Spin's pretty awkward to use even if it's a 1-hit kill, so Search Snake could almost be easier for you. It's really whatever your choice is. Choose your poison, pretty much. So, pretty cool boss. Again, a little bit easy. It's only really easy once you figure out what's going on, what you're supposed to do. You know, the fact that it's switching between which hologram is solid and takes damage. I'd probably say Yellow Devil Mark II is still a little bit harder, though. Overall, pretty easy stages thus far. Nothing ridiculous like in bloody Mega Man 2. If anything, even if these stages are a little bit too easy, at least they're not kind of dumb like Mega Man 2's are at times, you know, like the Mecha Dragon insta-death and the, you know, the, whatchamacallit, Pico Master killing you in like 4 hits in Mega Man 2. It's all a bit crazy, isn't it? Anyway, enough of me rambling on. I think we shall save the rest of the game for the 8th part. Next time we'll be taking on Wily Stage 4 here, which as you can see, you're already getting a bit of a preview of what it looks like. We'll be taking on Wily Stage 4. I'm not going to spoil how many stages there are in Dr. Wily's castle, but suffice it to say that this isn't the final stage of the game. I'll say that much. Next time there'll be plenty of material to go on though, don't worry about it. It's going to be a fantastic episode. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys next time. It's going to be absolutely wonderful as we finish off this bloody brilliant game. Until then, this is the Fruity Tangerine 17, signing off.